calling this the trial of the decade.
Amanda Knox.
Did you kill
Sex.
It made headlines all over the world.
On November 2, 2007, the eyes of the world were drawn to the Italian city of Perugia for the gruesome murder of a foreign exchange student and twisted tales of sex games gone wrong that emerged from its picturesque facade of steep mountain streets and centuries-old buildings. Meredith Kercher, a 21-year-old from Surrey, England, was sexually assaulted and stabbed to death. Amanda, aged 20 at the time of the murder, called the police after returning to her and Kercher's apartment after a night spent with her boyfriend, Raffaele Sollecito, and finding Kercher's bedroom door locked and blood in the bathroom. Although all conclusive physical evidence pointed elsewhere, Italian prosecutors focused on the alleged wrongdoings of University of Washington student Amanda, whose MySpace nickname of Foxy Knoxy spawned countless stories of her being a promiscuous man-eater. Amanda Knox, born on July 9, 1987 in Seattle, Washington, is the eldest of three daughters of Etta Mellis, a mathematics teacher originally from Germany, and Kurt Knox, a vice president of finance for Macy's. Amanda and her sisters grew up in West Seattle. Her parents divorced when she was 10, and her mother later married Chris Mellis, an information technology consultant. Amanda first visited Italy at age 15 on a family holiday, exploring Rome, Pisa, the Amalfi Coast, and the ruins of Pompeii. Inspired by the book Under the Tuscan Sun, given to her by her mother, her interest in the country grew. In 2005, Amanda graduated from the Seattle Preparatory School and went on to study linguistics at the University of Washington, making the Dean's List in 2007. She worked part-time jobs to fund an academic year in Italy. At 20, relatives described Knox as outgoing but unwary. Her stepfather had reservations about her trip, considering her too naive. Amanda chose Perugia for its universities, and fewer tourists compared to Florence, a more popular destination for foreign students. She lived in a 4-bedroom, ground-floor apartment at Via della Pergola 7 with 3 other women, British exchange student Meredith Kercher and 2 Italian trainee lawyers. Kercher and Knox moved in on September 10th and 20th, 2007, respectively, meeting for the first time. Knox worked part-time at a bar, Le Chic, owned by Congolese man Patrick Lumumba. Kercher's English friends saw little of Knox, who preferred socializing with Italians. After police arrived at the scene, Kercher's body was discovered on the floor in her room. She had been stabbed and had died of blood loss from neck wounds. During the police interrogations that followed, Amanda allegedly implicated herself and her employer, Patrick Lumumba, in the murder. Amanda then signed a confession, which she admits to being in another room of the cottage while her Le Chic restaurant boss, Patrick, killed her roommate. On November 6, 2007, Amanda, Raphael, and Patrick were all arrested for Kercher's murder, but Patrick was soon released because he had a strong alibi. A Swiss man came forward to tell police that he'd been drinking at the bar that night and had seen and spoken with Patrick there, so his whereabouts during the time of the murder were confirmed and accounted for. On November 20, 2007, a known burglar and a 20-year-old student, Rudy Gued, was soon arrested after his bloody fingerprints were found on Kercher's possessions. On October 28, 2008, he was convicted of murder in a fast-track trial and was sentenced to 30 years imprisonment, later reduced to 16 years. In December 2020, an Italian court ruled that Rudy could complete his term by doing community service. Rudy served 13 years of a 16-year sentence and was released in 2021. Rudy testified against Amanda and her boyfriend Raphael and admitted to being in the house with Kercher the night she died but denied killing her. He said both Amanda and Raphael were also there, contradicting Amanda's testimony that she spent the night of the murder at her boyfriend's home, where they smoked marijuana, made love, and fell asleep. On December 4, 2009, Amanda and her boyfriend Raphael were convicted of the murder. After a trial that saw more than 50 hearings and dozens of witnesses called, the defendants are convicted of Kercher's murder, with a teary Amanda sentenced to 26 years and Raphael receiving a 25-year sentence. Additionally, the two are ordered to pay more than $7 million to Kercher's family, and Amanda was ordered to pay Lumumba around $60,000 for defamation. The murder convictions of Amanda and Raffaele were overturned by a Perugia appellate court on October 3, 2011 after an independent review of key forensic evidence, only to have that acquittal overturned by Italy's Supreme Court on March 26, 2013. A Florentine appellate court then convicted the pair again on January 30, 2014. Amanda was by then back in the U.S. and did not attend that trial. Amanda and Raphael were definitively cleared in 2015 of Kercher's murder after Italy's Supreme Court once again voided the 2013 reconviction. Amanda released a statement describing her as tremendously relieved and grateful for the outcome. Back in 2009, Amanda was also convicted of slander for falsely accusing Patrick Lumumba of murdering Kercher and sentenced to 3 years in prison, which she already served awaiting her murder trial.
Why? Why? I was stressed, I was scared, it was after long hours, it was in the middle of the night, I was innocent, and they were telling me that I was guilty.
Che cosa le diceva la polizia?
What did police tell you? The police were telling me that we know you're at our house, we know that you left the house, and what the moment before I said Patrick's name, someone was showing me the message that I was sent on the phone.
Che cosa c'è di più normale che insistere? La polizia fa la sua parte.
I couldn't understand why they were telling me that I was lying.
On January 24, 2019, while her legal problems were already resolved, the European Court of Human Rights additionally orders Italy to pay Amanda more than $20,000 in damages for the harsh interrogation she endured early in the investigation. I am grateful for their wisdom in acknowledging the reality of false confessions and the need to reform police interrogation methods, Knox writes afterward in her blog. In 2023, the European Court of Human Rights ruled that her rights were violated during the long night interrogation for depriving her of both a lawyer and a competent translator, which compelled Italy's Supreme Court to order a retrial at the appellate court level. Italy's highest cassation court threw out the slander conviction that had withstood 5 trials, ordering a new trial due to a 2022 Italian judicial reform allowing cases that have reached a definitive verdict to be reopened if human rights violations are found. Knox returned to Italy to clear herself once and for all of a slander charge that stuck even after she was exonerated in the brutal 2007 murder of her British roommate Amanda, now a 36-year-old mother of 2 small children, wrote on X, "I will walk into the very same courtroom where I was reconvicted of a crime I didn't commit, this time to defend myself yet again." She added, "I hope to clear my name once and for all of the false charges against me. Wish me luck." Speaking in Italian in the same courtroom where she was convicted a decade earlier, Amanda told the judge that she was exhausted and confused when she accused Patrick of the murder. She said the police told her she must have been involved in the horrible crime, adding that they yelled at me to remember. Yesterday, on June 5, 2024, an Italian appellate court upheld Amanda Knox's slander conviction for falsely accusing Patrick Lumumba of murdering Meredith Kercher. The 2-judge, 6-jury panel, with 2 alternates, reached their decision after an emotional Amanda told the court that she was sorry she did not try harder to retract the accusation and that she was a young person in an existential crisis when she accused him. "I did not know who the assassin was," she told the court. The retrial never threatened to result in any more jail time for Amanda, as she had already served the length of the original slander sentence when she spent 4 years in detention following her wrongful imprisonment for Kercher's murder.
She won't serve any jail time?
Right. So she already served the 4 years behind bars for the murder. She was exonerated for the murder of her roommate.
Right.
And because she already served that time, she gets the benefit of that for this 3-year sentence. So it's time served.
The ruling dashes that goal, though it does not necessarily close the book on the legal saga. The decision will still have to go to Italy's Supreme Court once more, and Amanda has the chance to appeal. Amanda was clearly shaken by the verdict. Her lawyers both touched her arm and her husband then hugged her after it was read out. She had previously said she would speak about the verdict, and reporters gathered outside with microphones awaiting her appearance, but Dalla Vedova, her lawyer, told the pack of journalists that she was too upset to do so. Amanda was escorted out of the building through the suspect's door, which is where people arriving in police vehicles are kept from the media. Now the judge has 60 days to write her motivation or reasoning behind the decision. After that, lawyers have another 60 days to lodge an appeal with the Supreme Court based on details in the reasoning. Dalavedova said they would consider their right to appeal only after reading the sentence. Amanda is very upset from the outcome, her lawyer, Carlo Dalavedova, said outside the court on Wednesday, adding that her legal team was surprised by the judgment. She was looking to have a final point of all this 17-year-old judicial procedure. Patrick lost his bar because of his involvement in the investigation. He eventually moved to Poland with his wife and still holds Amanda responsible for disrupting his life. One thing I could never understand is that Amanda has always said she was given a rough time by the police, Lumumba told the Daily Mail in 2011. But I was named as the one who killed Meredith. Patrick Lumumba has commented on the outcome of Amanda's 2024 conviction, stating that the sentence was just and deserved. I hail the court in Florence with much respect and honor for their professionalism. We were indeed friends with Amanda Knox, but you don't stab friends in the back, and Amanda stabbed me. She stabbed me and did not apologize. Before we conclude, I am failing to make sense of one thing. The European Court of Human Rights ordered Italy to pay Amanda more than $20,000 in damages for the harsh interrogation she endured early in the investigation, yet the Italian appellate court upholds Amanda Knox's slander conviction for falsely accusing Patrick Lumumba of murdering Meredith Kercher. Are we saying the two justice systems have different ethical standards on this matter? There is so much information we left out about the murder of Meredith Kercher, including Raphael's DNA being found on Kercher's bra clasp and an incriminating kitchen knife found at Raphael's home. If you would like for us to cover the case in more detail, let us know. What are your thoughts on Amanda Knox's slander conviction? And if you were in her shoes, would you appeal? Thank you for watching. Stay safe out there.